am Modibo Kawu. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming here. I am a member of this family, and I'm happy to be here. This is basically a thank you visit to members of the correspondent chapel of the Kwara State chapter. I want to most sincerely thank you for your support. I have officially resigned my appointment as the Commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development in Kwara State. So I thought it responsible on my part. Like people have been saying, yes, I had done a lot in the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Science and Technology, and also in the Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development. But I keep telling them that I don't work alone. I have distinguished men and women like you that have assisted my job, because I know what media publicity means, and you guys have done a lot of that to publicize my achievements. So I most sincerely thank you so much for that, and that's the reason I have come here this afternoon, to let you know that when you carry your news, you know, fake news, like we always say, is a demon. So you don't refer to me again as the Commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development anymore from today. I am Modibo Kawu. I am Modibo Kawu, by birth from Ilorin East Local Government Area of Kwara State, and by marriage I'm from Ilorin South Local Government Area of Kwara State as well. So basically that's the uniqueness of my candidature. I would be aspiring to contest for the seat of the Ilorin East South Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives. And I have been on this journey before, having worked rigorously in the primaries, in an election of our great party APC before. I know what it takes, and I am really prepared for this job. I will tell you a brief history of what I have done in my constituency without even knowing that someday I would want to aspire to be anything in my constituency. Since 2012, I have every year, in commemoration of Children's Day, visited public schools, at least one public school in a year, to donate school supplies, storybooks, and also read to the children of those schools. I wasn't doing this alone, we do that as a team. That's the NIS Legacy of Giving initiative. And we do that every year. We have done for this year as well. So that had taken us to a few schools in my constituency. I had been to the school for the special needs, and when I was appointed and I visited the schools for the special needs, the principal there and the students are not new to me, because I've always visited them to do one thing or the other for them there. I have visited schools in my community, in the Kawu primary school, sorry. I have visited the Tanke primary school as well, just around the corner near my house. That's Fatty roundabout. And it was at that time that we started that journey that I knew there was something wrong with the education sector, because I came in contact with the children in their upper primary schools that couldn't read, that struggled to read. In the class we had about maybe 2 or 3 that could read fluently at their grade level. So that opened my mind to something that was wrong in the sector. And precisely in 2018, February 2018, I had a conversation with my husband. I told him I wanted to contest for this same position, 2018 February. And of course, like most men do, he refused. And I just let it be. I didn't even have to let him see reason. I just obeyed, and I got on doing what I was doing in my private life. And now we are here in this year, January this year. I had that discussion with him, and it didn't take me 5 minutes for him to accept, and he permitted me to contest for this seat. And the next thing I did was, of course, to reach my leader, our boss, His Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, to mention to him that I had told my husband and he had permitted me, and I was officially telling him as well that I would want to contest as well. And yes, he said, okay, that I should keep praying. So in the past couple of years, in September 2019, I was nominated by His Excellency. And in 2019, we were inaugurated and I was assigned a ministry. And that had taken me to all the local governments in our state, all the local governments. When I also assumed office in August 2021, I was assigned the Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development. And being an educationist myself, and having been in touch with our schools and the students and the staff of the schools before now, I knew where and what we were to do for these different schools. But of course, you can't work as an island. I knew I needed to also be a team player and to work with the civil servants in the ministry. I've been extremely fortunate. The stories we heard before we came in as commissioners was that civil servants were, what should I call them now? Don't let me say that name that was mentioned, but we had a lot of stories about them, how unfriendly they could be and how they could mislead you and all of that. But I've worked with 3 permanent secretaries, and I think they are very great people. And they have also assisted my work tremendously. And also, whatever I've achieved, I haven't done it because it's just me. It's just because I've been able to work well with others by the power of Almighty Allah. So I've visited schools in the rural communities, all the local governments like I mentioned, because once, as soon as I was inaugurated, I made up my mind that I was going to work and that I was going to do my best like I had done in the previous ministry, and that I was going to complement the effort of His Excellency, bearing in mind that he had put in so much into across board. But of course, I can speak for the education sector, since I started from the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Science and Technology. And also I was fortunate to be a member of the subcommittee on education during the Transition Implementation Committee of His Excellency as well. We completed that work in April, and we had a whole list of things that we thought we could do immediately we were sworn in as a government. And those recommendations we put forward to His Excellency as well. But unfortunately, because we were not in government, we didn't know what it was at the time. For instance, when I assumed office as a Commissioner for Tertiary Education and Science and Technology, I saw that the government had actually planned to pay over 7 months' salaries that was being owed by the past administration to the tune of over 700 million. Also, we had courses that had not been accredited. We had the College of Nursing in Ilorin here that had lost accreditation for months. All those we had to pay over 300 and something million as well. So in total, in my previous ministry, we paid over 1 billion debt of the past administration. So that's just what it is. You can't achieve except you are in there. That's being in there opened our minds to a lot of things that had gone wrong in the past administration. But so far so good. A lot has been done by His Excellency, and I want to most sincerely thank him as well for giving me the opportunity to have served in this government and to have also reached out to a lot of people, because I was a part of the struggle, the Utoge struggle, like you're all aware. I knew that a lot of people put in so much into it. And what I have done as a commissioner at every point in time, when we had things to do that involved, that we hired ad hoc people to join to be a part of it, I would always first and foremost consider my people that worked for us as well to be a part of it, because in that sense, not only are they learning from what we are doing, they are able to learn some stipends, to earn some stipends as well. So basically, I know what is wrong with the education sector. I mean, I've been in the know of that, like I said, since close to a decade that I've been working with public primary schools. And I'm also in the know that the government cannot do everything. I had to go around schools sometimes July, August last year, where summer lessons were taking place in my community, the Okesuna School, the Karuma Primary School. I went to those schools. I went to Okiamuku as well. We took instructional materials to them. We went to mentor these children as well in our communities, because the whole idea is to have children that are better than us in every sense of the word. Then what have we done for the communities again as well? We had also been able to provide job opportunities for, well, very few, yes, but I mean, that we were able to do, we thank God for that. We did that in the different communities, that's in Ilorin, East and South local governments, in my wards precisely, in Baritu and Okakawa. So basically, I am eager to work with the rural communities. That's where my passion lies, because I know they're a bit behind. It's my hope that we're able to bring them a lot closer to what the urban centers are enjoying. And that's why when I did my work, my focus was on the rural communities, because I have a special passion for them in the rural communities. So basically, I'm here to serve my people, and I'm happy with what I achieved when I served. And I will answer a few of the questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. So are you to answer that, or we should answer?
Maybe we should do Q&A like this. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's do Q&A instantly like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that question. Am I satisfied? Very much so in the short time. Yes, there are still a lot that we can do, but I mean, the government has done so much so far to fill in the gap. Like we're all aware, in the last administration, not much is done, and that's why where we are. But moving forward, because of paucity of funds, a lot more would have been achieved for paucity of funds. So I would like to see, and also by the grace of Almighty God, if I eventually become the representative of this constituency, I would like to see us have more functional toilets in our schools. I think that is, there's a lot of gap there. Then I would also like to see a situation where we have more of our students that can read and write. I think we are doing a lot in that regard, because our teachers were trained on Jolly Phonics, and Phonics also teaches the basics of reading, being able to read and write. So I pray that we have much more to be able to fund training and retraining of our teachers. And that's one place where also I would come in by the grace of Almighty God, if I eventually become the representative of these two local governments. Thank you.
Y la marimba, las maracas con el acordeón.